Hey guys, welcome back to the NBA Chronicles. This is a podcast where we talk about the latest NBA topics, fantasy picks, college basketball, everything like that. My name is Tarun.
I'm Nader.
And we're going to be starting today's podcast off with coaches in the hot seat. So this entails any coaches that are on the brink of losing their job, but still have the possibility of sticking around. Mm-hmm. So the first coach we're going to be discussing today is Scott Brooks. So I'm going to get Nader's opinion on this, and we're going to get kicked off.
I don't even know where to start with this guy, Scott Brooks. With the Washington Wizards, I think what's their record right now? 8-12. Sorry.
Which isn't too bad.
It's not. Yeah, it's not terrible. They did have a terrible start, I think, in my opinion.
What do you think the main reason for that was?
I think it's team dynamic, really. I think it's John Wall, Bradley Beal versus everybody else in the locker room. It doesn't all fall on Scott Brooks' shoulders, but since he's been with the Washington Wizards for so long, I think he's going to take most of the blame. And if I'm the GM of the Wizards, I think I'd try to get rid of him as quickly as possible. Because the way I look at it is with Harden, Westbrook, and Durant, he couldn't do anything. You know what I mean?
He took him to the finals.
In 2012, I understand. But with those three guys and the schemes and the systems that they had, that's all they had. Like was that one finals appearance, and they won game one and got swept like a gentleman's sweep the next four games. So I just don't think Scott Brooks is an NBA coach anymore. Like, what's your opinion?
I'm just gonna stay on the Thunder topic. If they had re-signed Harden and not traded him, do you think they would have won the next year?
I know Harden wasn't fully developed into like the Harden we know now, even like 2013 Harden when he went to Houston.
Yeah.
But to play like Tabu Sefolosha instead of him is just
that was a huge mistake.
It's mind-boggling to me. And again, those are the mistakes that Scott Brooks are making right now. Like even playing like Kelly Oubre instead of Otto Porter, who you're paying $100 million to, right? It's rough. I know he's not playing well, but you gotta stick with your top guys, and Scott Brooks is just not. He lost his flow, I think.
That's fair enough. Honestly, with my personal opinion about Scott Brooks is that I agree with you. I just don't think he's the right coach for this team.
Yeah.
The only issue is, and this has like been a common theme with his job, is that he signed a 5-year deal with $35 million, and he's only 1 year down into that contract, so he still has around like close to $30 million that they have to pay him regardless of if they fire him today.
Yeah.
So that means they're gonna fire him, pay him the $30 million, and hire someone else and pay that man on top.
Wow.
So that's like no GM is gonna want to do that, right? That's just taking money literally out of their pocket and literally just setting it on fire.
And I guess that starts with the GM. That's the GM's fault, because I would never bank on a Scott Brooks for 5 years. I would never do that.
What's the max deal you're gonna give?
2 years. Scott Brooks. I'll give him a year and
like a team option.
Exactly, and then in that second year, if he's not doing well, like they are now, obviously, like I know they've won a couple games. Give him a week when they start doing bad again.
Yeah,
I'd have to get rid of him. Like there's no other option, especially for the fans in Washington. Like they go every year is the same. They either go to the first round or the second round, and they get bounced. Nothing changes, and that's the same with Scott Brooks. Like.
That is unfortunately that is true.
With every team he's on, that's the same.
So final verdict: he's got to go or he's gonna stay.
He has to go. He has to go. I don't care what the record is, and especially with what John Wall said to him, like there's no coming back from that.
Oh, drop the F-bomb on him? Yeah.
No, there's no respect. Obviously, when you look at your coach and say, "Yeah, I don't want to play for this guy anymore." Like,
yeah, with Scott Brooks, it's definitely going to be something you want to keep an eye on. But like, an honest opinion is I expect him to be here for the remainder of the season just because of the money situation, no other reason. Next, we're going to be shifting focus to Luke Walton. This one, I don't really know how I feel about personally. It's a very interesting topic. What are your opinions?
Honestly, I think I compare Luke Walton to like David Blatt on the Cavs. Think about it, because David Blatt got hired without knowing LeBron would come back. And he had Kyrie Irving, and he was still. I know they weren't the best team. Obviously, they were actually terrible with Kyrie and Kyrie by himself. But he didn't expect LeBron to come. So when he did come, they got rid of him right away, because David Blatt doesn't know how to coach LeBron James. And it's the same thing with Luke Walton, if you look at it.
Does anyone know how to coach LeBron James?
He seems like the coach, the GM, the owner.
But honestly, he's like that one guy who keeps like repeating, being like, "Yo, I am not the coach."
Yeah.
He's like, "I am a player, and I respect the coach," which is obviously what you want to hear. But at the end of the day, you know it's not really true.
But think about it. LeBron played against Luke Walton. Do you think he has like that respect of a head coach to Luke? Like he looks at him as a head coach. Walton?
No, that's true.
Like in my opinion, I just wouldn't see that. Like. At all. I think LeBron needed a coach in his career like a Greg Popovich, like a Phil Jackson, and he'll never get one. But Eric Spoelstra was a great coach, but I think Luke Walton, he's just not fit for what they wanted. Like, he was fit for when LeBron wasn't here. He was fit for, like, the tanking and the progression of or the progress, as they say. Like, but with a win now mentality, like, it's just hard. I feel bad for him, honestly.
No, honestly, for the most part, I would agree with that. I was like, personally, I was just thinking, I'm like, who would you replace Luke Walton with? You fire him tomorrow. Who are you hiring?
That's the hard part. There's no, like, Mike Woodson. I'm just kidding. No.
I mean, I don't mind him. There's Mark Jackson.
Jackson.
He's the one that, like, essentially instilled that system into Golden State.
Into Golden State, yeah. And then Curtis took the credit.
Oh my God!
No,
I think you need someone who's not afraid to put their foot down.
Yeah,
like
that's
he
what
needs
I'm saying.
Like he needs that strong coach, like a Greg Popovich or a Pat Riley, or someone that like knows what they're doing.
Exactly, knows the system.
Because like even what you were saying about how like LeBron may not respect Luke Walton, that's the same thing with Rondo.
Yeah,
Rondo. I don't remember if he was in the same draft, but he was in a close draft. And it's the same thing where
he played against Luke Walton. Yeah,
he played against him, and Rondo knows that he was better than Luke Walton.
Yeah.
So essentially, and Rondo's that like coach on the floor.
Yeah.
So he probably thinks that he's better than Luke Walton. He knows more than Luke Walton, and if it comes down to it, he could coach his team.
Exactly.
So,
but the thing with, even if you go back to the Cavs, like Ty Lue played against LeBron James too.
That is true.
You know what I mean? But I think it was in his rookie year or whatever. But
you also saw what Ty Lue Ty Lue went through some like. He went through some shit.
Ty Lue, he's not a coach. Like, I don't know why. I don't even know how he got hired in that role. Like, was he an assistant?
Yes.
Just wondering for myself. Yeah, he was.
Yes, he was.
He was. I didn't like.
I mean, he won them a championship. He was the coach to take him there. You have to give him like a bit of respect.
I give him a bit of respect, but I think anybody really, like, you could have literally thrown Luke Walton into that 2016 team, and I think they would have done the same thing.
You think they still would have won the chip?
They would have done the same thing. But anyway, for Luke Walton, I think he's going to be in the hot seat all year long. Does it? Because it's LA. It's LA. Like, it's the best, most.
There's a lot of spotlight on you.
Exactly, and I think it doesn't matter what happens. He's always going to be in the spotlight. So
final verdict.
He's going to stay this season, I think.
Okay.
Unless something drastic happens, which I don't.
Like a losing streak or something like that.
Yeah,
like a crazy losing streak.
Yeah, that just won't happen with LBJ on your team. So.
Okay. All right. Again, with Luke Walton, that's something that's going to be monitored mainly because it's LeBron James and the Lakers. Next, we're going to be shifting focus to Markelle Fultz. This one's just a headache. Markelle Fultz is one of the most frustrating and confusing players you'll ever encounter. Yeah. Nobody understands what his deal is. Nobody knows if his issues are mental, physical. He's seeing doctors for his shoulder right now, and other people are saying it's all in his head.
Yeah.
Nobody really knows what's going on. And Philly, honestly, they made it clear a couple days ago saying that Markelle Fultz was not in their long-term plan.
Yeah.
And I don't blame them.
No.
I honestly do not blame them at all.
No.
What are your thoughts on this?
You know, Markelle Fultz, I think, and I said this last time, but like, I think he's one of the biggest busts in NBA history.
Are we stamping that right now?
I think for sure. He's a broken man. Like, I don't want to go there now, but like,
he's a 20-year-old kid.
Okay, broken kid then.
All right. Okay.
And I think, like, with the report, like, him wanting to leave, I think he reported, like, he wanted to leave, and then Philadelphia's like, no, he's not in our long-term plans and all that. Like, they got to get rid of him. They got to find a potential trade. I think the trade with Kyle Korver and a first-rounder is, I would try to get something more than Kyle, like a C.D. Osman or maybe even a Tristan Thompson. I don't know, like whatever I can really get.
Yeah,
better value than Kyle. I know Kyle's good, and a first-rounders would be great, especially from the Cavs. So
a lot of people are actually hesitating to even give a first rounder to Philly.
That's the problem.
Which really says something, because that man is a first overall pick, and nobody even wants to give up a first round pick, even if it's a late pick.
The thing is, Tarun, like with Markelle Fultz, like if you give up a first round draft pick, every day the trade value is decreasing on him. Every single day you think about it, like every day, nobody wants to take a risk on him. And
I guess, yeah.
But if I'm the Cavs, I try to get him. If I can give up Kyle Korver in the first, I'll try to take him. Sure, he still has potential for sure. But in my eyes, with what happened, and he has all these excuses. Like, he had a whole entire summer, 4 months to fix whatever problem he had.
Yeah,
and he still has time to fix it, and he just doesn't put in the work. He doesn't. It seems like he doesn't care.
I don't want to say he doesn't care, but I understand why you're saying that. Like, his trainer over the summer even said, he was like, Markelle Fultz, he shot over 150,000 times over the summer. So when him coming into the season, people expected, like, great. Nobody expected 20 points a game.
I'm not expecting that.
People expected 12. 12. He's averaging 8 points on some of the shittiest field goal percentage you'll ever see.
Let alone an uncontested free throw attempt.
Oh my god. He said it slipped. He said it slipped.
And I think I was watching football the other day too, actually, and some guy mocked his celebration or his free throw.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
And he posted a video of him laughing about it, like it's funny. Like that's something where you go back and see how this is not funny. Like this is something I got to work on. I have all the tools to utilize. And I'm still not good.
You know that coping mechanism that when people will laugh when they get made fun of instead of taking it taking it actually. I think that's more of what it was. I think he laughed about it, but at the same time he was like, damn, people are making fun of me because of this.
And let's talk about Philadelphia. Like, if he was healthy and was exactly what it was in Washington, Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid,
now Jimmy Butler,
Marco, like that team would be amazing, right? And then this one piece is now like, because we all know Ben Simmons can't shoot the ball, but this point guard can shoot the ball.
Yeah,
he could have. He could shoot the ball.
Yeah.
It's a match made in heaven, and then this fell from there. So I don't know. He has to leave, and I just don't know where he'll go, though. Really, where do you think he's gonna land?
Honestly, the Cavs look like a solid bet. Him and Colin Sexton together would be an interesting duo. He'd go to the Hawks. The Hawks with Trae Young. Honestly, you could send Kent Bazemore and send a pick. Kent Bazemore is like shooting that they need.
Yeah.
So it kind of benefits both sides. People have speculated things like teams like the Knicks or maybe Brooklyn, teams that kind of need.
Are you thinking of teams that are like bottom feeders, kind of like?
Yeah, so like a place where Markelle Fultz can go and there's not too much pressure on him.
Yeah,
so like a place that doesn't expect him to deliver right away.
Yeah,
like give him some time, get into the groove. Like Philly's trying to win now.
Yeah.
And that's not Markelle Fultz is not working in that system.
The only problem is when you're a first overall pick, like Anthony Bennett was.
Oh my god.
It doesn't matter where you go.
Yeah.
You're gonna have this, like, it's gonna be only on you because they took you first overall pick. They trusted you first overall in an NBA draft. Like you're literally in the record books.
That is very true.
You know what I mean? It doesn't matter where you are, but
do you think the criticism would be a bit less if he was in a smaller market or a market that doesn't really have relevance?
Honestly, no, because in that city, for example, like the Hawks, that's all they have really is that Hawk team, and that media is gonna feast on him, saying,
I guess,
"You're our only hope." What's going on? What's wrong with you? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if he goes again to a Knicks team, like don't even go to the Knicks the media will carve him up alive. But
the Knicks literally have every lottery pick over the past 6 years, and they all suck.
Oh my god.
Well, not all of them, but most of them suck.
Kevin Knox isn't even.
Let's just not get into that.
Oh, man.
So continuing on with Philadelphia, as we mentioned earlier, Jimmy Butler had actually gotten traded, and he has definitely made an impact.
To say the least,
quite the impact. They've lost a couple bunnies. They lost to Orlando, I believe. They lost to Orlando.
Yeah, lost to Orlando.
And I think they lost to one other team where it was right there, and they choked it away.
It was a bad team too.
It was a bad team. Regardless, Jimmy Butler has actually already hit 2 game winners from the exact same spot.
Yeah.
Kind of reminiscing Kyrie Irving shot. He dropped it on Charlotte when Kemba dropped 60 points, and on Brooklyn.
Yeah, Brooklyn too.
Honestly, he's exactly what they needed. He's the closer.
He's the guy. I think to give him the ball that early on, with the team, and for Joel Embiid to say, take the ball at the last second, or for Ben Simmons to say, you know what, Jimmy, take the last shot, is just kind of shocking to me, because he got traded. I know he's a star player, and I know he's an all-star superstar, but to give him the ball, and he's obviously producing at a high level, so obviously, one side of the trade really worked, and the other side also worked, because I guess Minnesota's first in defensive efficiency. I don't know how.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, but how do you get better with Jimmy Butler not on your team? But,
I mean, Robert Covington. I saw a stat yesterday.
Yeah.
Robert Covington in his last game played 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Tom Thibodeau needs to just.
That's normal for Tom Thibodeau teams.
He's going to kill players.
I think he also shot 0 for 14 though. So.
Oh no, that was Andrew Wiggins. 0 for 12.
Yeah.
0 for 12.
Yeah.
Classic.
Anyway, back to Jimmy. I think he's playing absolutely amazing, out of his mind. I just wish Markelle could also join that team and be dynamic, because that would literally put them into contention.
It would,
for a championship.
You don't think they're in contention now?
I think they're in the Eastern Conference Finals, kind of thing. But if you see them losing to these bad teams, like it gives you a bad taste in your mouth, and then they can dominate against good teams.
Yeah,
I want them to win against every type of team.
You know what? I think it is. I think it's kind of like, you know that saying when it's like you play to your competition. Mm-hmm. So if you're playing a shitty team, maybe you don't play as hard.
Yeah, maybe you don't play as hard.
But if you're playing maybe like a Denver, you're gonna give it everything.
Try harder.
You're gonna give it everything, exactly. And maybe you still lose, but it's gonna be close, right? Yeah. But I really like this trade mainly because everyone knows what their position is. Like Ben Simmons knows what he can and can't do. Joel Embiid he's become an MVP candidate. He's killing it.
Amazing.
And like thinking back to the playoffs of last year, Philly never had a closer. Mm-hmm. They have one now.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And I think going back to like even Joel Embiid, like that's a prime example of somebody that he got injured. Yeah. Okay? He had a valid reason to literally have a bust name on him because he couldn't even get on the court for a game.
Yeah.
And a couple of years later, he's an MVP candidate. That's how good you can be if you put your mind to it. And, and for Ben Simmons too, he was injured the whole year. Came back and look at him. He's just so consistent, I think, in his game. And then Jimmy Butler comes in. It's just like icing on the cake, I think, for that team.
So right now, if I said, what does Philadelphia need to do from now till the trade deadline for them to become a contender? What are you doing if you're the GM?
I think I need to get, since Markelle Fultz is a non-factor now, I know TJ McConnell's a good point guard. Yeah. I need to get another ball handler that can carry
Behind Ben Simmons.
That can literally carry your bench unit. Somebody like a Tyus Jones, I think. Tyus Jones, I think, is one of the best backups in the league, but
he's definitely underrated.
He's very underrated. And I think somebody that can literally just use Brett Brown's system, just like Ben Simmons does when he's off the court.
Okay.
Like, I don't need him to shoot and do all this. I just need him to make the right plays. I think they need another ball handler for sure. What about you?
I would agree with that. Like TJ McConnell, he's like a feisty defender, and you definitely want that intensity. But yeah, honestly, I agree with that. Like Tyus Jones is a great backup point guard. Yeah. I don't think he's a starter, but he's a great backup.
Exactly.
And the other thing they need to address is what we addressed before, where most likely Markelle Fultz is on his way out, but you need shooters. Mm-hmm. Ben Simmons can't shoot.
No.
If Ben Simmons doesn't have a shooter around him, his offense becomes very stale.
And that's why I think the trade for Markelle for Kyle Korver would be really good.
Yeah. Are they getting enough back?
You're not getting enough back there. Like, I think you need another.
What they could do is they could trade Kyle Korver and Tristan Thompson for Markelle Fultz, and you're going to need a sizable contract because Tristan Thompson's getting paid like 20. You're going to need to send maybe a Wilson Chandler. Somebody with a big contract.
I was thinking Amir Johnson too, maybe.
Oh my God, I hate that guy.
Yeah, that guy's a waste of money. Jeez. And imagine Tristan Thompson as your backup.
Tristan Thompson is actually playing well.
He'd be really good. And I think that's what Tristan Thompson kind of thrives on is the backup. But I think if you get Kyle Korver, JJ Redick, these guys with Ben Simmons are just, it's going to be great.
It's going to be interesting.
So, yeah.
Philadelphia is definitely going to be a team that's on the rise and honestly could be in the Eastern Conference Finals by the end of the year. So now we're actually going to stay in the same conference and we're going to drop it down to Washington. Washington has had a number of issues involving John Wall's attitude. Bradley Beal has made it apparent that he does not want to be there. Their bench is just horrendous. Austin Rivers is half of what he used to be. Otto Porter has a $100 million contract that seems like potentially one of the worst contracts ever signed. This man should have been signed for a nickel at most. Yeah. Dwight Howard has an ass injury. Yep. Kelly Oubre looking cute as ever. I have to make sure I address that. What are your thoughts on that?
I think, let's start with Bradley Beal. I think he doesn't want to be there, but he just had an interview the other day where he was talking to somebody. He's like, I this is where I want to be. I have this jersey on. It's the cliches that everybody says.
Can I just throw something in there? I actually listened to that interview too, and Bradley Beal said, I'm in a Washington jersey right now. Exactly. He didn't say I want to be in it for my career. And it was temporary.
And something that I always hate when players say that, they're like, I'm in a LA jersey right now. I'm in a Washington jersey. Like, it's just because they're there. They have to put it on. They get paid. That's their job. Yeah. That's exactly what it came across to me as. Yeah. And I think Bradley Beal, he even said, he's like, I've been here for like 7 years and this is all the same shit. Like, all the same stuff. So
Bradley Beal, what are we doing with that?
You need to get something for Bradley Beal. You can easily get a first round pick if you trade him to somebody like. I would try to trade him to a bad team so I can get a good pick next year.
Okay,
that makes sense. And
do you think teams are gonna give you that though? Because this next draft is loaded. I I'm not giving anything up regarding that next draft for Bradley. Like, I understand Bradley Beal's sick, but not for that draft.
But this is where, if I'm the GM, I'd look at like a Sacramento. I know they're 8th in the West right now.
Yeah.
And they're 10-10.
Yeah.
But they're gonna fall off.
But Sacramento's pick has already gone to Boston.
Okay.
That's the only issue with that.
Even like a Sacramento, or even like
the Hawks,
New York Knicks, the Hawks. Those, and I think the Knicks are ready to buy. Because that's the type of team they are. They
yeah.
You know what I mean? They'll make bad trades, but I think I think Washington can get a first round pick, and if you can get a first round pick for Beal, for Wall, for Otto Porter, I would seriously blow up this team. I'm not kidding. Today,
completely blow that shit up.
Blow up the team, leave nobody behind, other than Dwight Howard and his butt injury. I'm just kidding. That guy, oh my gosh! But what's your take on Bradley Beal?
So my opinion on this is that Bradley Beal he's one of the better two-way players in this game. I think an ideal trade is send him to the opposite conference and send him in a good situation. Bradley Beal hasn't done anything bad. He's given his complete effort to Washington. I'd say send him to the Lakers. Get back Brandon Ingram and Lonzo Ball. My main thing with it is Bradley Beal will benefit the Lakers, but on Washington's side, they need to start taking a couple risks.
Yeah,
they need to Brandon Ingram can be a 20-point scorer. Personally, I am not a fan. I don't like him at all.
Yeah,
but if him and Lonzo Ball get a team to themselves, I think they can be pretty good.
I know. I think Bi and Lonzo again. I thought he'd take a really big step forward. He had that one game in Phoenix last year where
his second game
in the NBA, and that's what I thought we'd get from Lonzo Ball on a consistent basis.
Did you actually?
I honestly thought
I didn't expect that,
because when you watched that game, the way he dictated pace and the way he passed and the way he shot and the way he really ran that team was amazing. And then you see him now and he's just not the same. I don't know what's wrong with him. Maybe it's LeBron, but I would package Bi and Lonzo.
You think that's a good trade for both sides?
And I'd try to get a first rounder, honestly, from the Lakers.
Jeez.
I know it's not enough, but Washington needs to build from the draft.
Yeah.
You don't need Lonzo, you don't need Bi. You need to build you need a fresh start completely. You need to build from the draft.
But Brandon Ingram and Lonzo Ball are both young enough where it's pretty much getting people from the draft.
Yeah.
They're young enough. They're still I think they're still 21, 22.
They are very young.
Super young.
I guess that's the way I'm thinking is I've already seen Brandon Ingram, I guess, at his best.
Yeah.
Really? Because you have LeBron James passing you the ball. Who's going to pass to you and Austin Rivers is going to pass to you in Washington? Who's going to sit you down for a nice bucket here? He can't ISO very well. Lonzo's Lonzo. He can't really shoot the ball very well. I'm sorry to say.
I think Lonzo unleashed could be something good.
You think so?
I think if he could run his own team.
Yeah.
I honestly sound like LeVar Ball. My God.
Yeah.
I'm really promoting this guy he's the greatest of all time. He's I think he could be good.
What about John Wall?
John Wall. So personally, I'm pretty biased. I have John Wall on my fantasy team, and I love that guy. Man just dropped 36 and 11. I got no complaints. But with John Wall, I think he needs to go. Mm-hmm. John Wall has created such a toxic environment. Yeah. Honestly, all the problems come back to him. I think a trade to Miami.
Oh.
I think Miami already has so much money invested. Mm-hmm. I think they need to just put their chips in the center, run this through, see honestly, what are they doing now? They're not in the Eastern Conference playoffs.
They're 7 they've been losing games, man.
They're losing games. Honestly, take a risk.
Yeah.
Take a risk. And John Wall's worth that risk.
And I got a great trade. Tyler Johnson getting paid, I think,
$50 million.
Quite a bit of money, right?
Jeez.
So
yeah.
You got Tyler Johnson. You can even throw in Bam.
Ooh, I like
center.
Bam.
And you can throw in a first round pick for Wall, and I think that's a trade Washington can take because Miami, even with Wall, is not going to be.
They're not going to be a contender, but they're going to be better.
Yeah, they're going to be a little bit better.
The reason I like John Wall to Miami is that they have Pat Riley. Pat Riley does not take shit from anybody.
No, he doesn't.
And I understand Miami has a lot of appeal with clubs and shit, and John Wall may actually oh my God, I don't know what would happen to him. He would lose his mind.
John Wall is the cancer in that locker room. He needs to go for sure.
I think Pat Riley would keep him in line. I honestly think he would yell at him if he has to. He would do whatever he has to do to make sure John Wall is fit, determined, and just ready to go. Mm-hmm. Austin Rivers. Austin Rivers, he was actually a critical part of the Clippers last year. He played really well. He threw his body. He put everything on the line for his team.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened to him. I didn't expect much. I'll be honest, but what's going on?
I honestly don't expect anything from Austin Rivers. If he can get you 20 points in one night and 0 the next, then there you go. You know, you'll take it.
Yeah.
I expect literally nothing. Even when he was on LA.
Yeah.
I was just like, his dad got him that contract. Like, let's be honest.
Geez.
Let's be realistic. Is he an NBA point guard?
Is he?
Obviously now he is because he's been playing so long. But
Yeah.
I think anybody really could be if you played that long and had that much training and coaching and system work.
Yeah.
I think Austin Rivers you need to get rid, maybe not get rid of him. I don't even know what his contract is because I don't even care about the guy.
So I think right now his contract, he has $13 million remaining this season, and he's done.
Wow.
He's a free agent after
Wow.
this. And the thing is a team going to sign him after this?
You know who's going to sign him? A bad team.
You think so?
Yeah, a bad team's going to sign him. But again, Austin Rivers, we shouldn't even be talking. We shouldn't even give this guy any air minutes. But so bad. Otto Porter, we should talk about though.
Oh my God, Otto Porter is. He is the highest paid Washington Wizards player right now, and I think
that is mind-boggling to me.
3 out of, I think, however many games they've played, maybe 20 games.
Yeah.
I think less than 5 actually. He has shot less than 10 times.
Yeah, and
what are you doing?
He's also out of the starting lineup now. Kelly Oubre, the cutie. Kelly Oubre is.
Oh my God.
Scott Brooks is putting him in instead of the $100 million guy.
I'm trading Otto Porter for anything. Anything. I don't give a crap. Anything.
You got to get rid of that contract because it looks terrible. I think Otto had a great year, like as a wingman. He's a great two-way defender. He's a great defender. He's lengthy and he can do that. But I don't think defense gives you enough for $100 million. You need to have 20-point games. You're getting paid at like an all-star.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's getting paid way too much money.
You know what he reminds me of? He reminds me of Andrew Wiggins. Mm-hmm. Him and Andrew Wiggins, as soon as they got their contract, they disappeared.
They stopped playing. They don't care.
They just don't care. And like that's like mind-boggling. I'm like, don't you want to be a great player in this league? Someone that gets recognition and like that's like wins games. Like, don't you feel good winning games?
And I think if Otto was a leader on this team, he could have actually changed this team like in the beginning of the season. He could have been like, look guys, let's get our stuff together here. Like, we're not gonna go down like this.
I mean, John Wall probably would have told him to shut the fuck up. But sure.
But that's what I would expect from Otto with that money. Instead of him being quiet and going to the bench and not closing out fourth quarters and not
That is true.
And not like this guy can't even play in the fourth quarter in a tight game. Like,
he shouldn't. That's what I don't understand. He shouldn't be a liability. He's good on defense. He can shoot. Actually, he's not shooting very well this season.
Yeah, he's not shooting. But last season he shot well. So.
He was smart though, because last season he had a motivator. He had to sign a contract. He knew what he was doing,
and he got his money. So
I don't know. Otto Porter is it's just a very frustrating topic. Dwight Howard, God, Dwight Howard. I'm one of those people who's a Dwight Howard believer. I really want to see him do well.
Yeah.
Him back in like Orlando was a killer.
Oh.
But his career is taken such a downward spiral that I'm just like, I don't have much left.
You know, he had like a 27-15 game this year.
Because he can have those games if he tries.
Yeah, and then he gets injured out of nowhere, butt injury and arm injury and finger injury. Like, you don't even know what's wrong with the guy half the time. He's always injured in every game.
His fingernail might break. He's out for a month.
He's out for a month. And the butt injury, I've never heard these injuries before. I'm serious. Have you ever heard an injury like this?
Honestly, this might be this might be like a glute. I don't even a glute injury.
Like, did he tear something? Did he go up? Like, what's the context behind the injury?
I don't even know. Honestly, at this point, I don't want to say he has to retire, but he needs to take. Honestly, if he needs to take off a season and get his body right before he comes back and he can commit to a whole season, do that.
Look at Joakim Noah. I think he's gonna sign with the Memphis Grizzlies.
My God,
Joakim Noah, the guy who. Oh, I don't even want to talk about the guy.
This man disappeared into a forest for like a year, and now he's back. Yeah.
And for Dwight Howard, and he was literally. I think he's going to go into the Hall of Fame. Unfortunately, bad for us.
He will.
He will.
He deserves it for his first half.
Yeah.
It's just like Melo. Melo deserves it for his first half. Maybe let's just cut the second half out and throw it.
And that's something I only remember Dwight in Orlando.
Yeah.
That's literally all I want to remember because he was so dominant. He was sick. And now I would look to get rid of him again. But Dwight is literally the Washington Wizards, if you think about it. He's literally he's what the Washington Wizards are. Do you know what I mean?
No, honestly, he is. He literally is. If Washington was one player,
it would be Dwight Howard.
It would be Dwight Howard. So Washington. I think you're going to hear a lot about Washington over the next couple of months, mainly with trades happening left and right.
Yeah.
I think everyone knows that this team is toxic and that it will be blown up by the trade deadline. Mm-hmm. So honestly, just make sure you keep an eye on them. The last topic we're going to be talking about is the Clippers and Celtics. the Clippers have been the surprise of the season. They are the number 1 seed in the Western Conference. Not the Eastern Conference, the Western Conference. And in the Eastern Conference, the Celtics are the 6th seed. They are 11 and 10
They're
right
one
now.
game over 500.
What the hell is going on?
We'll start with the Clippers. I don't know, like, if it's just a kind of a rebirth of, because when you think about it, everybody on that team plays their role.
Yeah.
So well.
Yeah.
You know, Gallinari plays so well.
He's not injured.
Harris, he's not injured, exactly.
Tobias Harris is career
is
season.
doing well. Harrell off the bench.
My God.
Gortat is even a great rim protector. Like, everybody here
Boban is doing great.
Boban's
My
playing
God.
well. They don't play him enough, though, I think,
don't.
in my opinion. But the Clippers, I think, obviously this is like a little bit of a boom. I think they'll be like the 4th, maybe 5th seed in the West. They're going to make the playoffs. I love their length defensively, I think. And offensively, it just comes so easy to them because they can move and they're so quick.
Yeah.
But, yeah, they're a huge surprise for me in the Western Conference. I did not expect them to... I right now, I'd expect them to be 7th or 6th, but not 1st at all. No way.
No, 6th, 7th is honestly where I could see them.
Yeah.
I think why they're doing so well is that they have so much versatility.
Yeah.
And they're like a team that's about like 10 deep. They have a rookie point guard, Shea Gillis.
I love Patrick Beverley too, because he's a guy that's kind of quieter, but he can also come off the bench. He doesn't really care what his role is.
Yeah.
He'll go out there and be a dog for you every game.
Some games he'll drop 20
Exactly.
too. If he needs to, he'll drop 20.
Yeah.
And yeah, Tobias Harris is killing it. Lou Williams is he's a 6th man of the year, of course. Like, he's a contender for that again.
I think when it's all said and done, Lou Will and Jamal Crawford are going to be 2 of the best 6th men of all time in NBA. And I think Lou Will is probably the best 6th man in NBA history. Like, we're watching, without question.
Lou Will is?
Lou Will.
Better than Jamal?
Yeah, better than Jamal Crawford,
wow.
for sure. Because Jamal Crawford, I think, started quite a bit more, like, later on in his career.
Oh,
and then,
okay,
and then
yeah.
Lou Will has always been that guy that he comes off the bench. You need a bucket. Lou Will, get off your tail. Get
He is a bucket. Lou Will is a bucket.
He's so good. He's so underrated. He's so good.
Damn. Yeah, so the Clippers are doing really well. I think Jerry West has like definitely had an impact on that. They have a lot of money that's going to be freed up for the offseason.
I have a question for you, Tarun.
Yeah.
Is this team right now, I know only like 22 games in the season, you know what I'm probably going to ask. Are they better than the Blake Griffin, DeAndre Jordan, Chris Paul type of team?
Okay.
I know it's really early though.
So yes and no.
Mm-hmm.
So no, based off of talent, because they had a lot of talent. They had a lot of talent. Like Chris Paul alone is a Hall of Famer. Blake Griffin is a fool, but he's good.
He's playing well right now.
He's playing really well.
I agree.
I think the reason I think this team is better than that team is chemistry.
There
was so much toxic shit going on in that locker room with Chris Paul, DeAndre Jordan, Blake Griffin. Like, everybody wanted the spotlight.
Exactly.
And they couldn't share it. With this team, there's no star.
No.
The closest thing to a star they have is Tobias Harris.
And he's not even a star.
He's not even a star.
Come on now.
Like, that team, like, even Doc Rivers was saying, he was on Skip and Shannon, and he was saying how this team has no ego. Everybody just wants to, they come in to win.
I love that, man. That's what I love. You don't need a star. Like, of course, a star would be amazing. But I think the Clippers is what, like, if you want hustle, you want heart. You want a team that's just going to go out there and give it your all every single game.
Yeah.
It's the Los Angeles Clippers. I think they're the best team in LA.
It's okay. Okay.
Right now, though.
Right now.
Hey, the standings.
Right now, Shay. They're honestly, it's just refreshing to hear that a team can put aside their egos to do what's best. Mm-hmm. And look what's happening. They're doing so well.
On the flip side,
oh my God,
the Boston
Celtics. What was your thoughts coming into the season?
Thoughts coming into the season were exactly what last season was. If you kind of know, like, they were always near the first seed. They were so good. Like, there was a game against Houston, and I think you remember it. Marcus Smart took like two offensive fouls.
Oh yeah, James Harden.
That that game was what the Boston Celtics were. They were gritty. They could hang with the best team.
Yeah.
They could score lots of points.
Yeah.
And they could also beat you defensively.
100%.
And they've completely gone away from that identity. And I think it starts with like Jaylen Brown. I think it starts with Jason Tatum a little bit too. Yes, he's to blame a little bit. Kyrie Irving, he's talking a lot in the media. He's talking about we need a veteran to kind of quiet these guys down and let them know it's not a sprint. And I think we hit rock bottom and. Like this is not something you want to hear from your leader.
You're right.
In Kyrie Irving, but
you're right.
Most of all, I think it's Jaylen Brown. He is not playing well.
Absolutely not.
Marcus Smart, he's Marcus Smart. Like, he can't really.
I have no problem with Marcus Smart.
Yeah, I have no problem with Marcus Smart. Yeah. But that team, they're so deep. Gordon Hayward's not playing like the Gordon Hayward of old, like Utah. You know, like and even right when he got traded, Taryn, I told you I'm like I'm happy. I can't wait until this guy plays. First game he gets injured, and after that, it just kind of fell off from there. Like, what's your take on the Boston Celtics?
So with this team, honestly, Boston was one of my favorite teams to watch last season. Now, not so much. No. So with this team, personally, like if I'm Danny Ainge right now, I'm looking at this team and I'm saying I have too many assets. That's literally the best problem to have.
Yeah,
I have too many assets.
That's the problem. Oh my god!
And like with this team, I just signed Marcus Smart to a contract. I'm keeping him. Kyrie Irving, I'm gonna ride him out for the season. Al Horford, keeping him. Yeah. Jaylen Brown, I'm gonna look to trade him. Mm-hmm. I don't personally. I'm not the biggest fan. Jason Tatum, you're not trading him.
No, I'm not trading.
He's like a cornerstone player that could turn into like a great.
The thing
player.
with Jason Tatum, I think, is he can drop points in his sleep, but he doesn't want to affect other players around him.
Exactly.
Example: Kyrie Irving.
Yeah. Okay.
Because
I think the two players I'm gonna trade is Jaylen Brown and Gordon Hayward.
Yeah.
Yo, Gordon Hayward's gotta go.
Gordon Hayward.
He doesn't fit. He's half of what he used to be. And I understand he was injured, but he's gotta go.
I was thinking of Gordon Hayward on Utah, and if you just copy and paste him onto the Boston Celtics, that team would be amazing.
They would.
But again, like, sucks that he got injured, but you got to get rid of Gordon Hayward, man.
Like, I understand giving Gordon Hayward a year to like let him but the thing is, Boston's trying to win now.
Yeah.
And if you can honestly, if you can trade Gordon Hayward for who's like
I know they won't give him up, but Tobias Harris would really fit in that team.
Oh my god,
I know they would never give him up. But you could see that, right?
Honestly, even Bradley Beal.
If you could
trade him for Bradley
really
Beal, I would love that trade.
Yeah.
I think, but I don't know how it would help Washington. It probably would not at all. But it would do great things for Boston.
Yeah. And even like, maybe forget about Hayward if you can give Jaylen Brown for Bradley Beal.
Yo, I'm doing that trade ASAP. But the money is the only issue. Like, you're going to be way into luxury.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be great.
I'm not really worried about the Celtics like now. I'm just worried about how they'll be in the playoffs. Because if they can't beat teams that they should be beating right now.
Yeah.
Even like, I'm expecting them to beat the Raptors. You know what I mean?
No, me too.
And I can't see that at all right now. And I can't even see them beating Philadelphia.
I want to agree with that, but like, I think Boston's gonna get it together.
Yeah, I think that's what I think too.
I think close to like around like February, we're gonna see like a whole new Boston
when it
team.
matters. Yeah,
and honestly, maybe a couple trades will go down. I don't think it's gonna be anything too major.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think they're gonna get it together.
Yeah,
but to be the 6th seed right now is very disappointing.
Yeah, so that pretty much covers most of the NBA topics we want to discuss today. A quick recap in college basketball. Duke lost their first game. They did not go undefeated. They lost to Gonzaga, and they rebounded yesterday.
Yeah, they rebounded yesterday.
They beat Indiana. They destroyed them. Zion went nuts.
That draft is gonna be so loaded.
Did you see Bobo?
Oh my gosh, this guy's hitting threes from the parking lot, man. Like,
he's had 32 points and he's like 7 feet. That's just disgusting.
He's pulling up from 3 like it's nothing. Like,
lottery
it's
pick?
Just, he's a top 50. Oh, for sure. I think he's gonna go top
5.
I was gonna say, he's gonna go top 6, maybe top 7. Yeah,
I 100% agree with that.
But again, I wouldn't draft him though. While we're on the topic,
really, why?
I don't know, because guys with that length are injury prone.
You're right.
I love him. I love him to death. But I take Cam Reddish. Or
man, but have you ever seen anything like that guy?
I've never seen that.
He's so mobile.
He's so like to see a guy that lengthy pulling up from that length.
Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's just amazing.
In terms of college basketball, that's usually the team we keep an eye on.
Yeah, that's about it.
That's pretty much the extent we
that's
go to.
That's all you guys need to know too.
Quick recap on fantasy basketball. Are there any players that stick out recently?
Honestly, no. Like,
nothing. No players that jump out.
I think if you're gonna pick up one guy, if you need 3-point shooting, Joe Harris is somebody on the Brooklyn Nets.
I would agree with that
because he literally hits like 2 or 3 threes a game, and he's like 3 for 3 every time. So if you need 3-point shooting, that's the only guy I'd look to pick up. Maybe Spencer Dinwiddie too, like in certain leagues.
Yeah, I'm sure he's off the waiver wire for most teams
leagues
because of the Caris LeVert injury.
Yeah.
I'm sure this guy's already gone, but keep an eye on Montrezl Harrell. That man is just beasting everywhere.
So thankful I picked him up.
Tristan Thompson.
Yeah,
he's double after double.
He's playing well.
But yeah, for the most part,
that wraps up our.
I think that wraps up our podcast for the day. Yeah, so we're gonna be back weekly, so make sure you stay tuned. And we'll see you guys. Yeah, thank you for listening. We'll see you next week.
See ya.
Bye.